Hey there, football fans! Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is packed with updates you definitely do not want to miss, so make sure you stick around because we're diving deep into everything happening after the 2025 NFL Draft. Right now, the focus is all on the undrafted free agents who have been signed and brought into the team. It's that exciting time when hidden gems emerge and unexpected talents start making their mark. If you didn't catch it yet, last night I dropped a full breakdown of our team's draft class performance. That video has already been getting a lot of views, and I highly recommend you check it out for a complete analysis of the drafted players and what they can bring to the team moving forward. But today it's all about the next wave, the guys who weren't called on draft night but could absolutely still make a major impact. Before we dive straight into the new signings, let's quickly revisit what happened during the 2025 draft. Our team made a big move, trading up to secure Alabama linebacker Jihad Campbell. I really like his versatility, and I believe the coaching staff plans to use him in multiple roles, including sending him off the edge as a pass rusher. Campbell himself spoke about modeling his game after some successful players in the league, mentioning Zach Bond as an inspiration, but truthfully Campbell's ceiling looks even higher. Just for context, Bond was a third-round pick who had an all-pro season last year, and when you watch Campbell's tape, you can really see that same kind of upside. Another standout pick was Andrew Mukuba, a safety out of Texas, selected with the 64th overall pick, the final pick of the second round. Mukuba reminds me a lot of some highly respected players already established in the NFL. Then there's Ty Robinson, a massive defensive lineman standing 6 feet 5 inches tall and weighing in at nearly 290 pounds, who ran the 40-yard dash in under 4.9 seconds. He left a serious mark at Nebraska and looks poised to bring even more power to our defensive front. Cornerback MC Williams caught some attention too. He's blazing fast, but has had some injury struggles. Honestly, if I had to pick a selection, that didn't excite me as much. It would probably be Williams, but that's not to say he won't be valuable. He adds depth at corner, particularly at the slot position, trying to step into a role similar to what Avonte Maddox has played in the past. Another interesting name is Smile Mondon, a linebacker from Georgia. Injuries slowed him down a bit during his college days, but the team is clearly betting on that strong connection with the Georgia program. Mondon brings good height and a leaner frame, but he has that special teams potential written all over him. Drew Kendall also deserves a shout out. Coming out of Boston College, Kendall is an offensive lineman with NFL bloodlines. His father played professionally, and he was a first-team all-conference selection, showcasing a lot of agility and toughness, especially when moving in space. Once again, the front office showed its priority to build strength along the trenches. We also grabbed quarterback Kyle McCord, one of the more promising arms in this class. He might start out competing for the QB3 spot, but could definitely climb the depth chart and challenge for QB2 behind Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Remember, Tanner McKee is considered one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league, and if he were to move elsewhere, McCord could step right into that next-in-line role. Staying with the offensive line, Miles Hinton, a tackle from Michigan, was picked up in the 6th round, and Cameron Williams, another intriguing lineman out of Texas, might be one of the big sleepers in this draft. He's raw, and penalties were an issue, but his athleticism at over 330 pounds is rare. If he puts together a strong season in college next year, he could even climb into first-round conversation. Then there's Antoine Powell-Ryland, a defensive lineman who started at Florida before transferring to Virginia Tech. Ryland has been super productive when it comes to tackles for loss and sacks. Even though his arm length isn't ideal, you cannot overlook the production. His work on the edge and along the defensive line adds even more young talent to an already exciting group. And now, shifting our attention to those crucial undrafted free agents. Let's start with Taylor Morin, a wide receiver and punt returner from Wake Forest. Morin put together an incredible college career with the Demon Deacons. He's a seasoned player, standing about 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing around 186 pounds. His 2024 season was impressive, hauling in 64 catches for 756 yards and 2 touchdowns. Over his entire college career, he racked up nearly 3,000 receiving yards and really shined as a punt returner, averaging over 10 yards per return. Athletically, Morin tested well, scoring an 8.96 in pre-draft evaluations. His 40-yard dash time was solid, clocking in under 4.5 seconds, but what really stands out is his short area quickness, absolutely crucial for punt returning. His 20-yard shuttle and three-cone drill times were excellent, showing off his agility and ability to make defenders miss in tight spaces. Looking back at his production, Morin was consistent year after year. In 2023, he posted 41 receptions for 617 yards, averaging 15 yards per catch with 2 touchdowns. His best touchdown year was 2022 with 9 scores over 2020. And in 2021, he added another 8 touchdowns and more than 1,000 yards total. Moving along to the trenches, we have Harlan Pierce, an offensive lineman from Rutgers. Pierce has great size, standing at 6 feet 8 inches and weighing over 340 pounds, and a crazy wingspan of over 7 feet. He's a classic big body tackle who can also slide inside to guard if needed. Pierce wore the neck roll in college, bringing back those old school vibes. He was a steady force at Rutgers, allowing just 1 sack last season while competing against some of the best defensive linemen in the Big Ten. His overall Pro Football Focus grade was an impressive 85.1. He shows solid ability in run blocking and pass protection, but given his massive frame, he still needs to anchor better against power rushers. Shundrick Powell, a running back from Central Arkansas, is another fascinating pickup. Though undersized at just 5 feet 5 inches and 183 pounds, Powell is absolutely electric. Over the past 3 seasons, he rushed for over 1,500 yards each year. His 2022 season was particularly spectacular, averaging nearly 7 yards per carry and scoring 18 touchdowns. His big play ability is off the charts, with long runs of 75, 95, and 81 yards over the past 3 seasons. Even though he wasn't invited to the combine, his athletic testing numbers were solid. His 40-yard dash came in at 4.44 seconds with a mind-blowing 45-inch vertical jump. However, his shuttle and three-cone drills were just average, a little surprising given his explosiveness in live games. Nevertheless, the production speaks for itself, and it's exciting to see what he might do in rookie minicamp. His pass catching ability out of the backfield gives him even more versatility, and with our team not drafting a running back, there's a real shot he could stick around. Moving deeper into the list of fresh additions, we get to Harlan Pierce, and let me tell you, this guy is a real mountain on the offensive line. Coming out of Rutgers, Pierce measures a whopping 6 feet 8 inches and tips the scale at around 340 pounds. When you watch him play, it's impossible not to notice his massive wingspan and the classic neck roll he rocks. On the field, in the Big Ten, he faced some of the most ferocious edge rushers in college football and still only allowed a single sack last season. That speaks volumes about his fundamentals and toughness. His Pro Football Focus grade hit an impressive 85.1, reinforcing the idea that he has the potential to develop into a versatile lineman at the pro level. There's still work to do, especially when it comes to building a stronger anchor against powerful bull rushers, but the foundation's definitely there. His ability to block in the running game is something the coaches are likely going to focus on early, making him a candidate to swing between tackle and guard depending on team needs. Next up is Shundrick Powell, a running back from Central Arkansas, who could become one of the more exciting players to watch throughout the offseason. Powell is an electric player despite his smaller stature, standing at just 5 feet 5 inches and weighing around 183 pounds. His size might have been the main reason he went undrafted, but once you watch his tape, the explosiveness jumps off the screen. Over the past 3 seasons, he rushed for over 1,500 yards every single year, breaking off long runs and consistently flipping the field for his team. His 2022 season alone saw him average almost 7 yards per carry, piling up 18 touchdowns, including an electrifying 75-yard scamper that showcased his game-breaking speed. Powell's pre-draft testing confirmed the explosiveness many saw on tape. His 40-yard dash was a blazing 4.44 seconds, and he posted a jaw-dropping 45-inch vertical leap. Surprisingly, his shuttle and three-cone times were more average, which might have raised questions about his short area quickness, but on the field, he looks anything but slow. His ability to catch passes out of the backfield only adds to his value. Over the last 3 years, he racked up impressive numbers as a receiver, a crucial skill set in today's NFL where versatility is key. With the team not selecting any running backs during the draft, Powell has a real opportunity to carve out a role, especially considering the depth issues and injury concerns already lingering in the running back room. Another interesting name to keep an eye on is a linebacker who transitioned from playing safety in high school to manning the middle at the college level. Coming out of Oak Park, Michigan, he was once a highly touted 4-star recruit. His athleticism, particularly early in his career, was outstanding, clocking a 4.5 in the 40-yard dash back in high school. However, over time, he didn't show the same level of athletic progression that some scouts hoped for. Despite that, he still put together solid production during his college years, recording 46 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks during his final season. He also forced 2 fumbles, showing a knack for creating turnovers. Standing at about 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighing around 220 pounds, he presents a good frame for an inside linebacker, with decent strength shown through his 20 bench press reps. His athletic testing numbers were a bit middling compared to other linebackers in the class, but his instincts and experience could give him a fighting chance to stick with the squad through camp. Moving to the secondary, Maxon Hook, a safety from Toledo, is another prospect who deserves some attention. Standing 6 feet tall and weighing 200 pounds, Hook was a fixture in Toledo's defense, starting 43 games and producing at a very high level. Over the last 3 years, he notched 7 interceptions and racked up over 300 tackles, showcasing an aggressive downhill playing style. In his senior year alone, he recorded 107 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 6 passes defended. His athletic profile may not be elite. His 40-yard dash was slightly above 4.6 seconds, but his football IQ and positioning on the field more than make up for any straight-line speed deficiencies. Coming from a program like Toledo, where defensive backs have found success in the league before, Hook brings a level of polish that could help him contribute, especially on special teams early in his career. From there, we move on to Brandon Johnson, a defensive back from Oregon. Johnson brings positional versatility, having experience both as a cornerback and a safety. Though slightly undersized at 5 feet 9 inches and weighing less than 180 pounds, he compensates with toughness and instincts. Johnson played in 8 games as a starter during the 2024 season, tallying 45 tackles and 4.5 tackles for loss, showing a willingness to come down and support against the run. Academically, he comes from strong programs, which speaks to his discipline and intelligence, 2 traits that often help players make rosters even if they're not the most naturally gifted athletes. His pre-draft testing showed adequate speed and agility, and while his explosiveness metrics were average, he has the mentality and competitive fire that coaches love. Another name worth highlighting is Montreal Johnson, a running back from Florida, who had an impressive collegiate career. Standing at 6 feet tall and weighing in at 212 pounds, Johnson combines a powerful build with excellent vision and balance. Over 3 seasons, he compiled more than 2,200 rushing yards with a stellar average of 5.5 yards per carry. His production was consistent year after year, even after suffering a knee injury in 2024. In 2022, he exploded for 1,500 rushing yards on just 221 carries, finding the end zone 18 times and showcasing the ability to break away for long touchdowns, including a 75-yard run. The following seasons were no less impressive, with another 1,000-yard campaign in 2023 and over 1,300 yards in 2024. All while competing in the tough SEC conference. What makes Johnson particularly intriguing is his ability to contribute in the passing game. Throughout his college career, he caught 55 passes, providing a reliable check-down option and adding more dimensions to his game. Although he had occasional issues with drops, the overall body of work suggests he can be a dependable all-around back. His ability to grind out tough yards between the tackles makes him a candidate for early down work. And his nose for the end zone is something any team can use. Some draft experts pegged him as the 26th best running back in this year's class, projecting him as either a late 7th round pick or a priority undrafted free agent. That positioning only highlights how deep this year's running back class was, and how Johnson could easily outplay his pre-draft evaluation once he gets into an NFL system. As the team looks to bolster its running back depth chart, especially considering the uncertainty surrounding A.J. Dillon's neck injury and the high hopes placed on rookie Will Shipley, Johnson could have a legitimate pathway to making the final 53-man roster. His combination of size, vision, contact balance, and experience in a high-level conference like the SEC gives him a strong foundation to work from. The team also issued 3 rookie minicamp invites that are worth mentioning. Darius Lassiter, a wide receiver out of BYU, Malik Carr, a tight end from Houston, and Joseph Vaughn, a linebacker from UCLA, have all been given a chance to show what they can do. These invites don't guarantee anything, but they open the door for players to impress the coaching staff enough to earn a spot heading into the summer. Often, it's guys from this group who end up surprising everyone and making their way onto the practice squad or even sneaking onto the final roster after a strong training camp performance. Overall, it's clear that the front office is leaving no stone unturned after an intense and eventful draft where we saw hours of live coverage across all 3 days. 6 hours on day 1, 6 more on day 2, and nearly 8 on the final day. The grind continues. Sunday's focus is all about these undrafted free agents and rookie tryout players, and the excitement around building out the 90-man offseason roster is palpable. These are the types of players who come in with a chip on their shoulder, hungry to prove that they belong at the highest level. And it's always inspiring to watch the journeys of those who fight their way into the league the hard way. Whether it's a small school star trying to show he can hang with the big boys, or a former blue chip recruit looking for a fresh start. The post-draft signing period is filled with incredible stories waiting to unfold. And there's no doubt that somewhere among this group, there are future contributors, maybe even future stars, just waiting to be discovered. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a recent interview, Josh Sweat, the standout defensive end for the Philadelphia Eagles, opened up about his decision to leave the team in the past and expressed deep regret over it. Sweat, who made a name for himself as one of the most promising defensive players in the NFL, reflected on his time with the Eagles and admitted that his departure was a move he now wished he hadn't made. The 26-year-old defensive star, who initially joined the Eagles as a 4th-round pick in the 2018 NFL draft, quickly became a key contributor to their defense. Known for his explosive speed, relentless pressure on quarterbacks, and versatility on the field, Sweat played an instrumental role in helping the Eagles secure a Super Bowl title. However, despite his success in Philadelphia, the former defensive lineman left the team for what seemed to be a pursuit of new opportunities and challenges elsewhere. However, as Sweat looked back on the decision, he realized that the Eagles' defensive scheme, coaching staff, and the camaraderie he shared with his teammates were aspects he truly valued. The team had a special bond, and Sweat admitted that he underestimated how hard it would be to walk away from a system that allowed him to thrive both individually and as part of a championship caliber team. In the interview, Sweat didn't just focus on his personal regrets, but also spoke highly of the Eagles organization, praising the front office for the way they had treated him throughout his tenure. He acknowledged that leaving the team was a tough decision and one that ultimately did not work out the way he had hoped. Sweat also mentioned that the Eagles' commitment to building a strong competitive defense under coach Nick Sirianni's leadership made it all the more difficult to walk away. While Sweat's regret is evident, it is clear that he has learned from the experience. He now understands the importance of making decisions with a long-term perspective and how crucial it is to consider the bigger picture when navigating one's career. Despite the setback, Sweat remains focused on his future and aims to continue improving his game. He mentioned that he is fully committed to his growth as a player and that he would like to eventually return to a team that values his skills, much like the Eagles did during his time there. Looking ahead, Sweat's candid remarks have caught the attention of Eagles fans, many of whom expressed their appreciation for his honesty. The Eagles are known for their strong defense, and players like Sweat are a big part of what has made the team successful. As the 2025 season approaches, the organization and its fans will no doubt be watching to see if Sweat finds his way back to Philadelphia or if he chooses a new path. Regardless of the outcome, his story serves as a reminder of the challenges athletes face when making career decisions and the value of staying true to one's roots. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.